Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. We now got issue 20 of the iXO Collections release of Build a Peugeot 205 1.9 GTI. Now, if you remember the actual joy in my face of being able to actually just put the bodywork on, we wasn't meant to do this yet, but I just had to put the bodywork on just so you could have a quick look at what this looks like. But today I'm going to be taking that bodywork off again because we're actually going to be building onto that in the next stages. Now, we're doing 4 stages here, which are 65, 66, 67, 68, and we are, as I said, going to be building onto that. So, if you want to get this for yourself, I'll put the link to the iXO Collections website down here. You can get that all the way from pack 1 over at iXO Collections as well. We've also got the Porsche 917KH. And I think we're up to issue 5, box 6, something like that at the moment. But again, you can get that from pack 1. But without further ado, let's get cracking. So as you can see, to start off with, in stage 65, we've got the windscreen here and we've got the rear mirror, which we're going to attach that and put that on the windscreen. And then by the look of it, we are going to be putting the windscreen on the body there and securing it down. So I've got all of those parts here. Let's get this open. And this is what the windscreen looks like. Pretty impressive. I'm just going to keep that to one side because the first thing we need is the actual mirror looking like this. Before we put the window in though, we're going to be putting the rear holder, or the windscreen holder in. That's just going to go in with the curved side upwards here, which is going to go in like that. It's going to be held in on the other side with a BP screw. Now what I've done is I put a little bit of glue on that because it's going to be hard to locate the screw without it. So I'm making sure that's on the right way, and then I can put the screw in and that will reinforce this. And there you go, that's in, no problems at all. Then we're going to be putting the mirror in. Now we've got some further sticky pads inside this here, and that's going to go onto the back section of this here. I'll put the pad on my nail, and that's on the back of the mirror there. Now I'm going to put down my Partworks upgrade mat here. So then we're going to take the mirror here, you see that indent there, take the mirror we've just created, and that is just going to go into this section here. Hold it down so that when it's up the right way, it stays in. We have now got a rear view mirror in the car. So I can lose the mat again, bring over the bodywork here, and we're going to put the mirror into the car. Now it's just going to fit under the tabs here and then sit into the recess just like that. It's going to be held in at the front with 3 AM screws. So I've got one here. These are going into metal. We'll drop them in a tiny bit of oil just to help out there. Number 2 and number 3. Then once again, bring up my mat, turn it over, and we've got 2 AM screws just to put there. And that's the second one. So that windscreen is fully into place, and that's all there is to do in that stage. Now in issue 66 here, you can see we've got some trim panels just for the front where the windscreen wipers go, and we're going to be attaching the windscreen wipers. We do have a switch here to put in as well. So I've got all the parts in here. Let's get all of these out. This time I think I'm going to keep the mat down all the time because we're going to be doing quite a lot of work on this now. Bring over the car, and again we're working on the front section here to put this grille into place. Now that's just going to go underneath this section here, like that. It's going to be held in with 2 KP screws. There's the first one, and the second one just there. Excellent. So when I turn it over, that's now what that looks like from the front. Now we've got some electrics to put in now. So if we just take this side of the car, you see we've got a hole here. Now the first cable we need is cable D, looking like that. So I'm just going to poke that through that hole. like that. And this is basically going to be sitting just into the point here. It's going to be one screw this way round like that, held in with a DM screw. And I have put this in a tiny bit of oil just to help out. And when that's in, it should look like that. I want to make sure that the wires here actually go all the way through the hole, so just bend them down. That way the next panel can fit flush on that, like that. Excellent. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side with cable E. So again, through the hole here, just like that. And then this will be sitting in this way round on here with a DM screw again, and tighten that up. Excellent. And once again, just make sure that that lead goes through that section there. So there we go, they're on both sides. We can put that to one side because we're going to be creating the window wipers. If you look at the tab just at the top here, it will tell you what one's going where. So that one's R, so that's going on the right one. Now the holes in the middle are slightly longer on one than the other, so it's pretty easy to see which one they go in. The left one's longer, so you want the short one here. And quite simply, this is just going to go into this point here. But it will go in like that. Bring the vehicle back over again. And this one's going to be going into the hole just here, this way round. Get that in there. And all we're doing is we're pushing that into that hole, like that. There we go. First windscreen wiper is in place. Do exactly the same with the other one. There's the left one in place. Bring the car over. And again, this one's going in this side. Push that in, just like that. And then you can just turn them round so you've got them exactly where you want them. I want them just at the base of the window there, so they look like that. And that is all there is to do in that stage. Now in stage 67, as you can see, we've got some wheel arcs to put in, arches. They're just going to go onto the rear of the vehicle, so that looks just like that. So I've got them here. Let's get these little bits of trim panel out as well. And it's the trim panels that we're just going to need first. They're going to go along this edge here, making sure we line up the actual trim. We've got an angled edge here with the angled edge here. So when we put this in, push that all the way in. Just a push to fit this one. We're going to do the same on the other side here. So again, make sure we line this up perfectly. 1, 2, and 3. And make sure that's nice and flush in there, like that. We're going to keep this one because we're going to turn over the vehicle here. And this is going to be going onto this side from the outside here in like that. And it's going to be held in with AP screws. 3 AP screws, so I'll put one in the back first. I'll do the one in the middle here. And then the one right at the very back. And then quite simply turn the car around and do exactly the same on the other side. There we go, nice quick stage, that one, but look how impressive that looks now. So we've got the back trim panels on both sides. That's all there is to do in that stage. Which means the last stage we've got here, as you can see, is this massive back panel here, which is going to be attached to the bodywork that we've already got here. And we've got a couple of little bits of detail, as you can see here, probably on the close-up camera, that is going to go onto the steering wheel stalk there. I said the back section then, didn't I? I meant the front section. This is what the front section looks like. We do need to take out this travelling control arm here, which is actually just used for shipping, just to stop it warping and stuff. So this just undoes with 2 screws either side here. 1 and 2. And that's plate off. You don't need to keep this. Now these are going to be held in with GM screws, which I'm just opening now, and they want to make sure that the threads are perfectly cut into these holes here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting the screws in a bit of oil and just training them into these holes now, like this. Because remember, you have got paint on here, just to make sure that they're going to go in nice and smooth through this. And then when it comes to actually attaching this to the vehicle, we're going to have no problems screwing this in. So do that with all 4 holes. And then once we've done that, we can bring over the vehicle, and this is going to go into this panel here on the outside. Once we've got the sides in, we also want to get this bottom bit in as well, which goes underneath the mechanism. You'll hear it click into place there, and there we go, that's fully in. So now we're just going to use the GM screws to screw this to the front, or to the main body of the vehicle. So let's do this side first. So I'll put 1 just on this side here. I'm going to put 1 down the bottom, and then 1 just underneath the one that I put in first there. Again, all of these screws I'm putting in oil. It's going to make your life a lot easier. That's one side in. We've got 2 more GM screws to put down the bottom here. And then finally, just the 2 on this side. And there we go. That's the front of the vehicle on, looking like that from that side. And I turn it round, and that from that side. Excellent. Again, we can put this to one side, because we've got these tiny 2 decals here, looking like that, just to put onto the stalk of the steering wheel. So I'll bring that across here. Try and focus this in on the steering wheel here. Going to use some tweezers to attach this, just like a little barrel lock really. And we just want to put this, as you can see in the picture, which is going to be hard for me to show you, but I'll get it on my vehicle and I'll give you an idea where it goes. Excellent. So that is now on that side, just there. That's all there is to do in that stage. And there you go. That's what the car looks like at the moment there. Shall I put the body on? Now I have got electrics coming out here, but there you go. There's the car and how it looks so far. But that's the end of that stage. Most enjoyable. It does look good, doesn't it? If you want to get this for yourself, once again, I'll put the IXO Collections link down here. You can get this all the way from pack 1. I just love seeing this come together, obviously from seeing this at Waterside Classics in Glasgow. And the fact that I used to have a blue one of these back in the late 90s, early 90s, showing my age now. But pretty fond of this build, I have to say. Anyway, listen, I hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, do me a favour, click that subscribe button. I'll be eternally grateful. Other than that, take care.